welcome to another episode of TNT Points of View. This is Tim.
This is
And
Tom.
We messed that up, didn't we? Should we recut that beginning? That was bad.
Nah, fuck it.
All right, we'll keep it in there. This is gonna be an interesting one tonight. We're on one of those rare topics that we generally, I think, agree on. Right? We haven't talked a whole lot about it, and I think we generally agree.
Pretty much agree on this one.
But of course, this is the topic that brings together AOC and Ted Cruz, except Ted Cruz tried to kill AOC allegedly. So,
Allegedly.
you know,
So she's not very happy about it.
She's just a moron. If there's any candidate to leave Congress, that would be it.
I'd still do things to her. So we'll move along. We'll move along.
I would be worried about sticking anything in that.
Fun.
What's that?
It's the craziest fun. You don't know what you're missing. Go ahead. Let's move along.
That's fine. All right. Anyway, if you haven't already discerned it, we are talking today about GameStonk because I'm telling you, this has been an interesting one to see coming out down the pipeline, and it's just like I'm laughing at it. I mean,
I'm laughing at it. Like I'm looking at this and just going, "Oh, this is entropy. This is what Carla was talking about."
Exactly. And if there's anything, there is this giant debate. Of course, I read recently. Actually, I'm still kind of reading. I'm on the record. I've actually been on the same book, Tim, for 2 months. That's a record. I usually finish a book a week or every other week, depending on the size.
Reading?
Yeah, okay. Reading. No, writing usually takes me, my record for writing a book, starting writing it, the outline to publication. Actually, my record was actually 2 months. But this one I've been reading for 3, partly because of the winter weather. I tend to walk and read at the same time, and it's with a foot of snow outside in State College right now.
It's difficult to do, I would say. Happen.
And so, with that, this is called "The Vision of the Anointed" by Thomas Sowell, which is absolutely a fabulous book. I would recommend it to anybody to read, and it's one of these. It's these counterbalancing points looking at the vision of the anointed, which is the expert, the guy in charge, the guy who has all of the answers, regardless of if he's actually done any research into any of his answers. And but comparing that to another ideology called the wisdom of crowds. And the wisdom of crowds, this is where you actually go and you can get some real life advice. I mean, you go into a doctor and he might prescribe something for you, and it may work and it may not work because medicine is a crapshoot. Trust me. I did my studies in that field.
Sometimes they know what they're doing. They can set a bone.
Yeah.
But sometimes I swear they're guessing.
Yeah, well, they're guessing a lot right now. But with all this, we have to balance between the vision of the anointed. Are you going to raise one guy up on a pedestal, regardless of anything else, or are you going to look at the wisdom of the crowds? And that's really what this is at the heart of this, is the wisdom of the crowds. And so why don't you go ahead and start, Tim? You've done more individual trading on stocks than I have. So why don't you go ahead and explain what shorting the stock is, what's a squeeze, and all those types of things.
Okay, so basically here's how it goes down. Let's say there's a stock, okay? It's definitely going down. It's going to go down. It's a bad business model. Circumstances are bad, whatever. The stock is going to go down. Let's say that stock costs $10 to buy, right? Okay, so shorting a stock, the brokerage basically loans you a share, more or less. You have to give that share back. It doesn't matter what the share costs, you just owe them a share. They gave you a share, you got to give them a share back. So what they do is they loan them a share, they sell the share at $10, expecting that share to go down because it's a bad business model, because circumstances are bad, whatever, and you're going to pick up that share at a cheaper price and give that share back to the brokerage. You pocket the difference. Okay, so they're betting that GameStop is going down, or the GameStop stock is going down, and it is. It's fucking tanking because, frankly, the business model these days, there's a lot of people buying games digitally. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it's evolved. And they're basically a physical trading location. You can buy a physical copy of the disc. Okay. So they're saying this is declining. We're going to bet against it heavily because we know it's declining. So they took out a lot of shares. They didn't take out one. They took out a lot.
They took out 120% of what was actually available. So they took out,
Exactly.
they borrowed more shares than actually exist.
A lot. And they bet the house against it because they knew it was going down. It's a sure thing it's going down. They're going down, period. Well, then along comes the internet nerds and they say, we see that you're shorting this. We're actually very smart people. And YOLO.
Yeah. Well, there were some other factors involved here that the hedge funds were too stupid to understand. Because in the midst of the coronavirus, when, of course, all the stores locked down, GameStop actually did something interesting. They did a Walmart level play. Hey, let's go ahead and switch to an online model. And they partnered with a little company you may or may not have ever heard of them called Microsoft, who also helped bring Walmart onto the field with digital tech. And so that's something the hedge fund managers did not count on, is that in the middle of coronavirus, doubling down on the online model and being the source to get Microsoft video games for the console that's so wildly popular you can't get it, that was a contributing factor to the stock going up. But it wasn't the only contributing factor, because when a group of nerds gets together, go ahead, Tim, finish on.
Once the group of nerds gets together, they said, screw it, buy it all. And what that did was force the stock price through the roof. Okay, because somebody wants to buy that share. I don't want to sell the share. Well, I'll buy it for $20. It's only worth 10. I'll buy it for 20. Okay, fine. Here's your $20. So they drive the price up to $400+ from $3. Okay, this is beautiful. Now, at the same time, these hedge funds who were betting against GameStop, pardon my French, but they start shitting their pants because they are heavily, like billions and billions and billions of dollars, heavily invested in this thing is going down. And like thousands of nerds on Reddit /r WallStreetBets, I'm going to give them credit where credit is due. They all garnered together and said, let's buy it all and hold. And now these billionaires are like, but I only bought it for $3. Yeah, well, now it's $400 and you owe these people a share. So you're going to have to buy your shares at $400 right now. And they lost what, $70 billion or something like that between all the stocks.
I have lost track. It has been going up exponentially.
It's a lot. It's a lot of fucking money. So now, here's the absurd part. This is supposed to be a free market. You're supposed to be able to freely trade this. They were using this app called Robinhood, which then restricted the buying of shares. And in fact, completely, they could only sell the shares if they were just a retail investor. If they were you and me, they can only sell the shares, which allowed the hedge funds to start closing out their positions, forcing the stock price lower so they could keep on closing lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, trying to force a panic sell-off. And yeah, that's basically where we're at now. So I don't really know what to make of this. It's insane. Did you see the show that picture that I sent you if you can?
Which one? The stock one?
The one with the 4 charts.
Oh, I did not bring bring that over. Sorry.
God, that's a good one to bring over.
I'll go ahead and I'll edit it into the video at this point here. Haha, okay. There we are. There's 4 stocks. Go ahead and explain the 4 stocks and remind me to edit that guy into the video again.
These are the 4 stocks, the big ones that the the /r WallStreetBets are heavily investing in. And they also have the hedge funds that are heavily betting against. Now, this is showing today's trading. People can't buy these stocks at will. They can't just drop $50,000 and buy X amount of shares just to screw over the hedge fund managers. They're like limited. GameStop, I think right now you can buy 10. I think that's all you can buy. You can buy 10 at a time, like right now. And these lines, if you're looking at these 4 charts, they are damn near identical on their dips and climbs and percentages. These were all like, this is manipulation. It's straight up manipulation. It's borderline, I think, illegal to be doing what this chart is suggesting is happening.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see. Of course, what you'd need to do is you would need to subpoena all the communications between all of them. But being as that these are the people who oligarchically control Congress, that probably is not going to happen.
That's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen. What's killing me is now these are the same guys that are screaming, we don't need any regulation, are now screaming, we need regulation. This isn't right. It's like as soon as you dip into the rich man's pocket, now he's got a problem. It wasn't a problem when he was dipping into yours, but now that you're dipping into his, that's a problem. So basically 1,000 people bankrupted one dude.
Yeah, so let's use that as a point. Playing the stock market is gambling. That's all it is. They're betting on stuff. And the fact of the matter is they lost their bet.
Yeah,
and
they lost their bet.
Now they're saying, oh, too big to fail. Government needs to bail them out. No, we don't. We need to let them fail and die. Yeah. Because there will be other hedge companies, other hedge funds that have not gone ahead and done the same stupid crap. They will pick up the market.
Hedging it is basically straight up gambling. Like 401ks aren't allowed to be involved in a hedge fund.
Yeah, for sure.
There's laws against it because it's straight up gambling.
Yeah, and so they lost the bet. So what? Sometimes the house, usually the house wins. That usually is the way it goes. But there's times that the house
loses, and they've got to cover that bet.
In this case, these companies need to shut down because other companies will come in and bridge the gap. Yeah. And now like you say, now these guys that didn't want regulation, now they want regulation. So which is the best way to go? My opinion, no regulation on it. Let them lose their shirt. They're the ones that short sold it.
They created.
Yeah, they're the ones that short sold it. Now let's dive into this real quick. You mentioned here the Robinhood app, and Robinhood got themselves in a class action suit. Now, what will probably happen here is it will possibly be dismissed or found not problematic.
It's likely going to be thrown right out of court.
Yeah. Now, if justice were truly blind, they would probably lose here because what Robinhood did is they prevented people from being able to buy a product that was available for sale.
Ironically, their tagline was "Let the people trade."
Correct, let the people trade. And so, as one news commentator said, Robinhood has become the Prince of Nottingham or the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Right. Although I don't know. At the same time, it's kind of not, because if you think about it, the poor people stole all the money from the rich. Now the poor people are the rich people, and the poor people are just trying to steal back from the rich.
Okay, maybe that's fair enough. So I did see, if you want to see,
the big difference is the formerly rich person has a really rich daddy that's going to bail him out.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Now, if you want to see a really good breakdown of this class action lawsuit and all that, Viva Fry's Law Channel has an excellent breakdown on this one. But we're not going to dive into it a whole lot here. But now, what might have effectively happened here is the group that backs Robinhood is one of the hedge funds that's losing all the money.
Yeah.
And so, Citadel, which I think funds one of the hedge funds. So they're basically like sister companies. And when this had occurred, there actually apparently was not enough. Now, I think the issue was there was not enough money to actually clear the transactions, which are delayed for 2 days. Now, where Robinhood came into problem is they didn't come out honestly. There was another trading app, and I forget the name of the other one, which does the same thing. They came out honestly. Hey, guys, we ran out of money, and they had to stop all all trading at the time, not just this one, they came out more honestly. They were not really involved in the scandal. Robinhood's young CEO, who's just trying to make it rich on Wall Street, just like his way through an interview, and everyone knew he was BSing his way through it. And that's actually why Robinhood is under more scrutiny than the other company, despite both of them preventing you from purchasing the stock. So
now, was it all stocks that the other one was doing, or just GameStop and just AMC, just Nokia, just BlackBerry?
I don't remember all the details. I just remember that he was
what is going on with Robinhood. They stopped it on just specifically those shares.
And they actually sold some people's shares, quote, on their behalf to, quote, protect them, which is a bunch of nonsense. And of course, the internet always strikes back. Guys, don't let Streisand effect take you. Here is the Google Play Store app. You can see it has a 1-star rating on 314,000. And by the way,
if you're there, Google, read through the reviews. Jesus.
So Google originally actually tried to protect the app and started removing negative comments until they were called out then on the internet. And then they kind of stopped doing that. You can actually see here that even the newest app reviews are still only from 4 or 5 days ago at this point.
Yep.
And so clearly there is manipulation of this going on. So
big time.
You can kind of read through. We're not going to spend a lot of time reading some of these. Apps okay,
these people that are leaving these reviews are the same people on the Wall Street Bets.
Yeah.
And dude, there's so many of them. There's so many of them. It's like unbelievable how many of them there are that just coordinated effort. It's baffling.
Yeah.
It's baffling.
And so
power to the internet.
Yeah, and that's really the fundamental point. So is this really just like, oh my, we gotta protect all these guys, or is there something else going on here? Well, in my thought, the biggest concern here is, Walmart got itself in the position it got itself into by getting into a market and changing its business model to be successful. Maybe it's about time, if these people know that Reddit forums are going to do this, hey, adapt.
Yeah.
Adapt. That's what you need to do.
I can't remember which article it was, but the one article, class action, I think it was the class action one.
Class action, okay.
I think so. It was the CNN one.
Yep.
I think. Let people trade. Ridiculous. Tweeted. I don't think that one's it. Oh, it's the Melvin Capital one, I think.
Melvin Capital.
There we go. Okay, the Melvin Capital one. The businessinsider.com. Not the Mark Cuban. Did I not send you that one?
Mark Cuban one. The CNBC one?
No, it's not CNBC. It's the Business Insider one.
I didn't see a Business Insider one.
Oh, man, did I not send that?
Or I didn't see it. CNBC. Oh, yeah, you pulled that up when I was down getting my hot chocolate. I didn't see that one.
So that one right there, at the very last little bit, Citron Research also closed its short position on GameStop after covering a 100% loss. Citron Research managing partner Andrew Left, a target for impassioned investors on Wall Street Bets, announced the firm would stop publishing short reports. That's messed up.
Trying to see if I can find that article there, but I can't seem to find it.
It's called Melvin Capital lost 53%.
No, that's no. The problem is Business Insider has like 37,000 articles that all have almost the exact same title.
Yeah, crazy.
Okay,
right?
I found it.
Yeah, that's the one.
There it is.
Oh, that might not be the one.
Nah, this is Reddit fueled. Yeah, this is the one that's in Discord.
Hang on, there's a different one. There we go.
Yeah, like I said, there's so many of them that...
Really? Was it that one?
This is the one that's in the Discord.
Oh, that is the one that is in the Discord.
Yeah.
I'm getting a different... I have a different image on the top. It shows the dude.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway. But yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I didn't see this one. Interesting.
$1.8 Yeah, that's it. I'm sure that's it. So all the way down at the very second to last paragraph.
Citron
There you go.
Research
Yeah,
also
Citron
closed its
Research.
short position on GameStop after covering a 100% loss. Their management partner, Andrew, left. A target for impassioned investors on Wall Street Bets announced the firm would stop publishing short reports.
That's
Well,
kind of
there's your change in your business model.
I think that's kind of against the law.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't know.
100% sure on that one, but I think if you're a publicly traded company or a fund of any kind, you have to report your earnings. You got to report all that shit. I mean, you can bury it in the paperwork, but you've got to report that shit.
Yeah, they might. I mean, without looking into that in any finer detail, they might mean that, hey, we're just going to put this in the required SEC filings. We're not going to, put it on the homepage on our website, which is actually going to. That is actually going to slow down their plan. So if their plan is to get them to short, that's dependent on them pushing out press releases to devalue stocks in people's eyes. Right. And if they're not doing that as much, then they can't short them as much as they would like to short them.
Well, it's basically they're operating in pump and dumps.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what a pump and dump is?
Yeah. And they just can't pump as fast using this model.
Well, no. Well, yeah. Kind of. Basically, it comes down to, investors are reading certain news places. They're getting their news from a certain place because they like however they get it delivered to them. So they read this one. So they write up an article and they call up the guy and they say, hey, this stock is doing great. Blah, 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 blah. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. It's going to do this. And it starts raising. And sentimentally, they're basically attacking people's feelings. So they say, hey, this is going to be a really great stock. It's going to go way up. I'm going to buy right now. And these are the very same people that are trying to get out of that company, and they're dumping their entire thing on a bunch of people who are left holding the bag afterwards. That's holding the bag. That's a pump and dump. So they're pumping up the perception of this company and then dumping their shares on unsuspecting investors. That's a pump and dump.
Yeah.
It's not really illegal to do so. It's not really illegal. They can give their opinion. All they have to say is it's an opinion piece. Hey, in my opinion, this one's going here. And people look at it and go, oh, well, it's on the news. It's going here. In my opinion, it's going here. You didn't get the opinion part. And you missed that. You just heard through the roof, here's my money. So basically, it's a very savvy thing that everyday ordinary people are not able to do until Wall Street Bets. They're pumping the hell out of GameStop. I almost dropped another F-bomb. They're pumping the hell.
Well, we had one about 16 seconds in, so,
Fair enough. Sorry, I've got a bad mouth when I don't have the kids. I try to watch myself around the kids so hard.
So they're not up. You overcompensate when they're not around, right?
I gotta get it
out. Oh boy! All right.
But at any rate, that's basically what Wall Street Bets is doing. They're pumping up the value, pumping up the sentiment. They're making people buy this stock, and so many are buying it that it's forcing it to go up. It's not so that these guys can get out of their position, because these guys are waiting for it to go down because they've already gotten out of their position. They're trying to buy back in so they can give the stocks back. They realize this shit is heavily, heavily shorted, and they said, eat the rich. This is our moment to strike. We have an opportunity here to eat the rich. I love that billboard.
So
billboard is great.
Let's just go ahead and do a little bit of a meme review, courtesy of the Wall Street Bets. So apparently did they officially really buy this on I-35 in North Dallas? We're not selling.
They officially really bought this, and I think it was just one guy, Tom.
Yeah. Well, this is actually.
One guy said, screw it.
This is actually like so pervasive, though. There was actually a call earlier this week on the Dave Ramsey show where the guy calls in, "Hey, Dave, I just won $47,000 on this GameStonk thing." And he came in, he looked at his numbers, and he cashed out. He sold. He's like, "Oh, I'm in it for the money, man." He dropped $5,000 on it, and inside of 1 week, he turned in like $47,000.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
So here's some more memes. There we are.
I hear no bell.
Yeah.
Classic. That one is. This one just goes on for a minute.
Oh yeah, I remember this scene. Yeah. This is that. Luke must be them. Oh, Citadel. There's Citadel.
Yep.
Let's use every dirty trick in the book. These denigrades. Bring it on.
Degenerates. It just goes on and on and on. They're just trolling. These guys are. It's like the hedge fund people are trying to scare them into selling, but these guys just don't give a damn. They said, "I don't care. I don't care. What am I going to do? I'm 19 years old. Screw you."
Yeah, and that's really, really a thing, is that they, in the midst of all of this, some people won, and
to quote Batman, some people just want to watch the world burn.
There you go. I did like this one. This. Oh, come on, Reddit's the most useless crap I've ever seen in my life. I hate Reddit. It's so horrible. There you go. I like this one here.
I love Reddit.
Oh, I think it's a horrible platform. It's horribly designed. Here's a guy. Comes up to a stop sign. There's a guy holding the sign. Buy me a GameStonk. There's investing. There you go.
This dude said he's down $1 million over the week.
Yeah.
$1 million.
Oh, this one was good. The Willy Wonka one.
It's down 15, a lot 25. Of %.
Deep value. Yeah, I'm not saying that one. RSB. Keep going. Minus 30, minus 40, minus 50. How far is the share going to fall? I have no idea.
Times.
Yeah, that's
Mark Cuban over there just cheering them on. Just like, hang on, let me throw some gas on the fire right quick.
Australian apes see into the future. There you go. Oh yeah. Paper hands, yeah. So these go. There you go. Hold.
Yep.
Use $46,000 from my dental school LLC to buy more GME. YOLO.
YOLO. And he's going to pay it back for the rest of his life, but I've been enjoying the entropy. I haven't watched this. I haven't gone beyond that last one you showed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the free tendies. Never mind. I watched that one too. That was pretty good. This is the way. They went with the Mandalorian. This is the way. So good. See, and at this point, I'm thinking these guys know they just got screwed by basically the government and a bunch of hedge funds. They know they're getting screwed over. I think they know they're about to lose everything that they had. And
yeah, I mean,
I think at this point they say, I don't care as long as I take down a hedge fund.
Yeah, and that's the hopefully what happens as a hedge fund goes down. In fact, some people were saying, hey, this is so crazy amount of weird corruption that if somebody is not like losing their freedom over this, that's revolt level stuff. Because the fact of the matter is, people hedged a bet, they hacked their way into the system, and that's how the world works. And you start getting Reddit involved. I mean, the only way this could have gone worse for them is if it wasn't Reddit, if it was 4chan. If it was 4chan, they would have just shut them all down. I mean, topple Wall Street. I mean, that's what 4chan would have done. Because Reddit's just kind of like baby 4chan. And so, Yeah, let them go, let them die. Don't allow a bailout. Don't let our taxpayers go and fund their gambling problem. They seriously have a gambling addiction. And if every single one of those hedge fund guys, if every one of those hedge fund guys needs to go bankrupt, well, that's what you get for playing a risky stock. And that's the case. Now,
Not
I want to pull
risky stock, like you said. They had moves to online. They were trying to rearrange themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't watching what was going on. Now, what I want to do, being is that we get into some of these more political type things, is I want to dive into this one a little bit, because this is a gameplay from the left of when you get into anybody that you don't like, anybody you disagree with, what do you end up doing? Hate speech! Hate speech! And so not only the Reddit for a short period of time, but also the Discord server for a while for these guys was actually shut down, not citing any financial stuff. Very clear, no financial stuff. It was racism and hate speech. And no one can give us an example of this. It was kind of like there's a anarcho-capitalist guy I like to watch.
Did you send me that one?
What's that? This one? Yeah, I sent it to you. I put it in the Discord server. I guess we're both
missing stuff.
I
didn't see that one.
I'm pretty sure I did. Or I don't think I sent it to the Discord server. That's the one I told you to look up.
Crap, I missed that one.
Okay. Anyway. So
yeah, I'm familiar with this.
So they come in down here, and here's The Verge. The Verge. Now, if you ever read The Verge is they're pretty much like the epitome of stupidity. I mean, the greatest thing there.
Newspaper, The Verge. I'm probably not reading it.
Yeah. So these guys. Did you see their computer build? Like
either.
They did a couple years ago. They did a computer build, like how to build a computer. It was so wrong. They got so called out and so ratioed on it. They ended up taking the video down and then copyright striking every channel that talked about their negative review. It was that bad.
Wow.
And these guys they're like just morons. So The Verge says it joined the WallStreetBets Discord server while it was still active and did find users, quote, spamming hateful language, including racial slurs, in a statement sent to the publication. Discord said the server. So
a Discord server, if you're a public Discord server, literally anybody can join it.
Yeah.
And they can just jump in and start talking trash until you ban them and kick them out.
Yeah. And then I can just create.
If there's enough users and enough activity, you might not even see it.
And that's the point. So, but here's the thing. Okay, if Verge did this and they saw this, hey Verge, you want to go ahead and give us some screenshots of what you found? Let's just see how pervasive is this. So
screenshots would have gone a long way.
Yeah, here is their actual article. This guy just says the main Discord call for WallStreetBets is true online chaos. You sell AMs. All right, hold on.
Jesus.
Sorry about that.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, okay. And notice that they're giving us all blurred out stuff. We can't read what's going on. So there's a lot of people. Dude, I have a Discord server over here. So same. I am in... okay, no. Okay, I have some big Discord servers over here that I'm in. All right. This one over here, let's see if I can even find the user count. There's 600 users online on this Discord server right now. That's just online.
Hang on, let me check. Let me check the Unreal Slackers. How many of these are online?
So this channel here is from, I don't know if I'm not going to say the name, but it's a very,
how do we find how many are online?
It's just on the sidebar. On mine, it's on a sidebar. Okay, there's so many people in this Discord server, it will not even show me how many people are in the Discord server because there's 600 people online. All right, so what? There's so many channels here, I can't keep up with it. It's just a person I've done some collab with, and they've had, they were a producer for Discovery and a bunch of other things. And so it's just like, okay, there's so many people here. Wow. So here's the Verge's article. They're alleging hate speech. Evidence, brah? Why don't you screenshot a few of these and say, warning, click this to see this. Otherwise, you're just ranting and raving. But what a point I want to make here is that this is what the left does. It is to take anybody you don't like, anybody you disagree with, and simply say, you're evil, you're a racist, you're a white supremacist, you're a Nazi, and then now that you've declared what they are, you just beat them up. That's the entire
one
playbook.
That I'm in has 10,000 active online members right now.
Yeah.
So this is one of those servers. I mute most of my Discord servers because I can't. There's too many notifications. There'd be notifications popping up literally every second of the day. Yeah. So just watching some of these threads go by is ridiculous. There's so many people in there that in their defense, even if there were all of this shit going on, let's say there absolutely was, it could have been, anybody can join the server. Anybody.
Yep.
You can just click the thing and you're in. Sometimes you have to have, sometimes you have to have a valid email. Sometimes you have to have this. Sometimes you have to have that. But it's not necessary if you don't make it necessary. But even still, people can join in there and just troll the hell out of it.
Yeah. And that's just like the FBI wants to take you down. They don't have a good way to take you down, so they plant nasty illegal stuff on your computer.
Right.
But what my point is on this is that is a playbook for this entire group. And that is right now, we are in this critical juncture where it seems like everybody that is on the opposite political party, as is currently in Congress and White House and all this, they are literally getting deplatformed, kicked off of servers, shut down, all this. It's so bad. The My Pillow guy gets kicked off of Twitter.
These guys,
what? He sells pillows.
He's also crazy and on coke.
Well, if you haven't been on Twitter lately, I think everybody on Twitter is crazy and on coke.
I'm on Twitter and I'm not on coke.
He says this, never mind.
I'm not on coke.
Fair enough.
Crazy, but I'm not on coke.
but my point is, if Twitter were actually doing what it says it's doing, we're just keeping a clean platform. Why don't you kick off all the blue checkmark people calling for the death of people they disagree with? Because I'll tell you what, you can find that all over Twitter.
You shouldn't be calling for the death of anybody.
I know, but a whole lot of people who are profile badge carrying verified people of Twitter with large followings do it all the time. No one says anything because they have the right mindset.
Their little blue check mark doesn't impress me.
I know, and it shouldn't impress. When I see a little blue check mark on Twitter, I go, "Oh God, there's a lunatic." They probably have pink hair to match.
This dude lives here.
So I just kind of wanted to bring that up because yet again, like another one. Oh, we disagree with them. Let's just paint them as evil so we can justify doing anything that we want. And I just kind of wanted to make that point because
that whole thing is happening to the WallStreetBets people right now. They're trying to just it's
so screenshots didn't happen, so that's that.
And they've got bigger guns. Not to mention, we're talking about these companies that are able to take this stuff down are also heavily invested in buying senators and Congress people.
Yeah, but
it's like their new favorite thing. I don't want to pay people money. I don't want to pay people a living wage, but I'll pay you to get the rules written in my favor.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars, mind you.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, I think we have a record.
Another one.
What's that?
No way. These guys are just buying billboards. Scroll up.
Oh yeah. There's lots of billboards. That one's like "See at the Moon." Here, let me go ahead and turn it on here. Elon Musk says the startup Neuralink has wired up money to play video games using its mind. Oh god.
GameStop 225. GameStop 100. Just saying, it's at 100 right now.
Yeah.
It's probably going to 50 tomorrow. If not, 70.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, it might be a
Now,
time. I don't know.
at the same time, if it's found that these people need to open up and you need to let people trade, it's going right back up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going right back up because
Yeah.
I have a feel if they make that happen, these Reddit dudes are going to be like, just double down.
And that needs to happen.
How crazy
And
they are right now, and I love it.
And we need to let the free market be what the free market is. And that's really the ultimate thing is how committed are we? Are we interested in letting the free market be the free market just because the millionaires are losing? Or are we interested in that as a overall thing? And I'm interested in that as an overall thing. You just get out of my way and let me do what I need to do.
But at the same time, there's reasons for regulations. I don't think that's one of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, there can be some reasons for regulations, but in a free market system,
like for example,
and let's be clear, right now, if you were to just open up a free market right now, everyone is screwed except for the big, the big richest companies.
No, yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, when you do something in a free market, you tend to hurt your bottom line. And so here is a good example. Of course, I'm in the web world, and I need to, run these servers that people's websites are on. This business server's there, and all my stuff's there. All your stuff's on those servers. Well, the company that licenses the control panel, they're like, hey, watch this. We're not making enough money. My server fees, if I don't do anything different, are going to double.
Right. So you're gonna be able to make a move.
I happen to be a FOSS guy, and so I ran back through the calculations and found, well, if I buy the license directly from them and then switch a good third of my servers over to an open source alternative, I can end up leaving that company behind, paying them $0, and going with a different company and paying less than I was paying in the last 2 years. And that's what I'm going to do. And I called the company. I said, hey, all my stuff's here with you guys. I've been happy with you guys, but you did something stupid here. You're basically doubling my price. And can you work with me? Well, we have a policy. We can adjust these prices. All right, screw you. Pick your favorite finger. I'm moving. And so that's what we're probably going to be working towards doing. Of course, we'll see what happens with all that. But the fact of the matter is, no, I can't just double my prices. I'm already paying close to $1,000 for the servers. I can't double that,
Why don't you just buy your own servers?
Because you can't run servers off of a home internet, residential internet. I'm already paying $100 a month for internet, and I barely have enough bandwidth to stream. I can't run servers off of that.
Well, damn.
So, yeah, and I mean, you could rent one in a data center. The problem is renting a server in a data center. You're looking at a couple $100 per month. So we're into the $3,000-$4,000 a year range, and this is the thing. And so, but the point is, in a free market, hey, they're free to do that. I'm free to take my business and go elsewhere because I have the skills to spin up these servers on better platforms and just spin to them. And so let the free market do what the free market does. And some people win and some people lose. And if a couple of billionaires lose all their money and have to go bankrupt, so what? Join the rest of us down here in little people land. I hope you had a good ride with your filet mignon and your lobster. You can go and eat rice and noodles for a while.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed your Rolls Royce and, like you said, your filet mignon, your shrimp cocktail. Let's go ahead and take your new Honda Civic over to Aldi's, and I'm going to show you how to eat beans.
There you go. Yeah. And that's the thing is we just need to let the market do what the market is going to do. Well, I think I've kind of said most of my piece. What else do you have to add?
I already said my piece, man. I'm just happy watching a bunch of people. I mean, if you're going to revolt, that's how you revolt. You don't wear deerskin bikini with fucking bison horns. Oh my God.
I'm not sure that dude was revolting as much as stumbling into a place in a drunken haze.
No, he was revolting.
All right, fair enough.
And not necessarily revolting against something. He was just revolting. He's just a revolting human being.
Okay, I'll agree with you there.
You break into a fucking Capitol building and you shit on the walls. You know they have DNA tracing, right?
Well,
not to mention cameras literally everywhere. And give you one thing about Antifa. At least they wear a mask. You can't tell who the hell they are.
Well, in all reality, most of the people arrested there were actually Antifa.
But any of that being said, that's how you do a revolt. Good job, Wall Street Bets. That's fantastic. 2 thumbs up. I'm enjoying the entropy. Keep it up. I bought some AMC the other day. It's down 30%. Hold the line, diamond hands.
There you go.
I'm just saying, it wasn't much. I had $50 in my account, and I said 4 shares. It's all I can buy. So I bought 4 just to be part of the experience, and I'm just gonna hold them until they go bankrupt. Screw it.
Hey, there you go.
Worth it, just to help stick it to the man. These guys are way deeper than me. I'd be looking at that going, how much is a gun?
Well, you buy a High Point for $100.
Yeah. How much is a gun? I could probably get one cheaper than that.
This one was 2.
Anyways, you should probably edit that out.
Nah.
Violence. Well, at the same time, I mean, I'm
no violence there. I was just a product placement. Buy a Ruger. Right.
Nice hemp. Pot for paper, people. Stop cutting down your trees.
We are devolving into weird places. So before we get the strangest of all, where can we find you at, Tim?
You can find me at Twitch TV/Mavis Games, Facebook Mavis Games, Twitter Mavis Games, YouTube Mavis Games, and basically based anywhere you can just look me up and you'll find Mavis Games. That's me.
All right. Well, you can find me over on YouTube on Switch to Linux, or if you like more of the crazy right Christian-y type stuff, Our Walk in Christ, and ourwalkinchrist.com and switchtolinux.com. And we also have channels on BitChute and Rumble under each of those names as well. And Twitter and Gab and Minds and a few other places out there as well.
Generally, for me, you can just find me doing game development. I'm the creator and destroyer of worlds.
There you go.
All right. Digital ones, not real ones.
Yeah, just fake ones, digital ones you created. All right.
Yeah,
Well, have yourself a good evening there, Tim.
See you later, Tom.